Namaste everyone, this is Avinash here. Let's start the hip opening series by first coming into Baddha Konasana, which is a butterfly position. So first just join the soles of your feet and start flapping your knees. Make sure you grab your toes tight with your palms, relaxing the shoulders, keeping the back straight and just flapping knees for about 5 to 10 counts. And once you're done with flapping the knees, just raise the arms up. And as you exhale, slowly just bend forward, completely down. See if you can reach the palms to the floor and just try to keep the elbows straight. Lengthen up your spine how much ever possible and feel that stretch coming from the inner thighs and your spine, both together. Not very intense, maybe a gentle, mild stretch, which will open your inner thighs. Once you're done with that, you can slowly just walk your palms back, and after that, turn yourself long onto your mat. First, going back into a downward facing dog by lifting your knees off the floor, coming into a position. Once you're there into downward facing dog, just take your right leg in between your both the palms. Make sure your right knee is exactly in line with your right heel, the back foot straight down, and your left toe pointing out. You can join the palms to the heart center. After that, making sure your back is straight and feel that stretch coming from the inner thighs. The back leg, you will feel the stretch on the quads, and the front leg, you will feel the stretch on the hamstrings mostly. Feel that stretch coming from the hips also a bit. Keep your gaze forward with a normal breath. Very slowly just keep your both the palms down. Lift your left foot up, and after that grab your left foot with your right palm. Make sure your left palm is exactly in line with your right feet. When you're trying to look up, make sure you press through the left palm to lift your shoulder and the upper body up. Make sure you have a normal breath going on. And after a few breaths, you can just release the foot, keep your palm down, take your leg back, and once again into a downward facing dog. And very slowly just take the left leg in, as we have to do it on the other side as well. You can slowly first check your left knee in line with your left heel. Once again, just come up with your upper body, making sure your right foot is straight down and right toe pointing out. Once again, hands to the heart center with a good position with the back. No need to arch too much, just keep your gaze forward. And once again, with a normal breath, we're going to stay here for a few breaths, 5 to 10 breaths, depending upon what is your comfort at this moment. As you exhale, keep the palms down, lift the right feet up and grab the right feet with your left palm, making sure your right palm is in line with the left feet. The more you pull your feet here towards the hip, the better you feel that stretch on the front of your thigh and also to the hip. Just try to look up, make sure you lift your shoulders up nicely, chest out, and then very slowly release the foot and keep your palm down. Take your leg back once again into a downward facing dog. Very slowly, just take a deep breath. Inhale now. And as you exhale, very slowly just slide your right knee in between your both the palms. Take your right feet forward, and the maximum you can take your right feet is that you can try to bring your right heel in one line with your right knee. If that's possible, just see. If that's not possible, just bring it forward how much ever possible. You should be able to get that stretch on the right hip and the right thigh because of that. After that, keep your forearms down properly, making sure you have a good position with the back. Try not to hunch and keep the back straight. Back leg fully flat down on the ground. And just stay there for about a few deep breaths. Let that right hip open for you. Mostly you will feel the stretch on the right glute muscles. Once you're done, very slowly come on your palms. Slowly pull the leg back. Use your palms to lift yourself and once again go back into a downward dog. And once you're done, very slowly, take your left leg in, keeping the right toe out, your right leg straight to the center of your mat. Bring the left heel once again forward how much ever possible it is for you. The maximum you can go is that you can bring your heel in line with your knee. Keeping both the forearms down, making sure your back position is good, and try to make sure that you keep the chin tucked in so the back of your neck is in line with the rest of your spine and your neck is not dropping back. after spending few breaths. Once again, come on your palms, take your leg back. Once again, come back into a downward facing dog. And after that, you can slowly keep the knees down. Let's change the position. Let's now come into Malasana, which is a Hindu squat. So for that, we have to keep the feet a little more than shoulder distance, your toes slightly pointing out, your heels slightly turning in. Knees wider and press the knees away, press the thighs away with the help of your triceps. Once that is done, you're going to take your right hand outside the right feet and you're going to start to press your left feet one by one, or maybe one feet first for about 10 times. After that, change. How much ever you want, you can go ahead with a count depending upon what is your comfort, with 5 counts, 10 counts. Just keep a normal breath and feel that stretch running from the inner thigh and the hip simultaneously. Once you're done with both the sides, you're going to be stretching your arms forward into your Malasana. The more you can go forward, you can try to fully stretch your arms, or if possible, you can try to keep your forearms down, just how we are doing it right now. Just make sure if your elbow is not able to touch the ground, you can always keep a block under your forearms and you can keep the forearms on the blocks, making sure the spine is comfortable and the heels are not lifting off the ground. After spending a few seconds there into the stretch, you can come back and then slowly you can stretch your legs out. Very slowly lie down flat on the mat. You can bend the knees, and after that, place your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Interlock your fingers outside your left shin and just try to pull the leg up. The more you pull your leg close to the chest, the better you feel that stretch on the right hip. Make sure your right hand is going from in between your both legs and the left hand is going outside the left leg right now. And the stretch right now mostly is on the right hip side. Just breathe for about like 5 to 10 deep breaths. The more you're focusing on the stretch, the better you focus on the breath also. And once you're done, you can slowly release the leg. Let's change the leg. Make sure you always do it on both sides, just to make sure that you have the balance on the body on the right and the left side. And how much ever you're holding on the right, at the same time you're holding on the left, making sure you're feeling the same stretch. Try not to go intense on one of the sides and mild on the other. Just making sure that you're getting the same stretch on both the sides of the body. Then once you're done with that, you can once again slowly just release the foot. Just let the left leg be down and you can grab the right big toe with the first fingers of your right hand. But if that's too tough, you can always interlock your fingers outside the thigh and you can just make sure that your thigh is straight, your knee is straight. Toe can be pointed out or it can be flexed in just the way I am doing it right now. And make sure you feel that stretch from the hip, thigh and most of the lower body region, making sure your hip and the low back is not coming off the floor. Then we change the leg. Again, either you can start by grabbing the toe and you can make sure that your hand and the leg is straight and the other foot is fully firm on the ground. Or maybe once again you can just interlock the fingers outside your left thigh and just holding it there for about next 5 to 10 breaths, depending upon what is comfortable for you in the starting, and then slowly and slowly gradually you can go ahead with the practice. Once you're done, you can slowly release and relax.